Welcome to Hustlin' Homes with Alexa Holmes, where ambition meets action. I'm your host, Alexa Holmes, real estate advisor, entrepreneur, and firm believer in building legacy through real estate and ownership. On today's episode, we have the inspiring Ant Bell. He's a conscious rapper from Roxbury. He just graduated from Harvard. He's pursuing his PhD right now. He's literally merging his music career with his education and personal growth. Guys, I'm just so happy to have him here. And I don't know if you guys know this, but I've known Anthony for over 10 years now. So I'm just excited to catch up with him, have him tell us all about his journey and what he's up to right now. So let's just get right into it.
I was built to not panic, I react different. Don't ever get it mistaken, I am that nigga. From the hood straight to Harvard, it's that simple. When I finish, I need statues and tall pillars. My pops taught me how to stack, I'm a stash filler.
Hi, my name is Alexa Holmes. I'm your host, and I'm here today with Ant Bell. And before I even let him introduce himself, I just want to tell all the listeners, like, me and Ant go back so far. Like, people don't even really know it because, I mean, we're both so busy, like, our schedules. But when we do get time to, like, connect and chat, like, it's always, you know, like, we never really lost communication. But we've known each other for, what, over a decade?
Yeah, for sure. Since Assumption.
Since Assumption. So I know I didn't tell y'all, but I did go to undergrad at Assumption. So that's where we met. And I might be showing my age now since I said it was over a decade. But it's just, it's important. This one is so special because I've literally seen Ant, like, from when he started everything to when now he's just like, he's taken off. He's the dreams he told me about. Now I've seen him actually, like, they've come to life. And it's just, I'm so happy you're here.
It means a lot. I appreciate you having me. When you hit me to do this, I'm like, of course, what? I'm there. Time and place, I'm pulling up. So.
And I appreciate you for that.
No doubt. You already know.
But, like, tell everyone about you, who you are. Like, give us a little, you know, a little background.
Man, all my friends know me. Well, everybody in the city knows me as Ant Bell. From Roxbury, South End. I grew up in the Villa Victoria. For most of my years, a lot of my good friends, that's where they're from. Shout out my mom, Anna. Everybody knows my mother in the South End.
Shout out to Anna.
Right, so I'm really a Boston kid, man. I always stayed out the way, made sure I did things. Always had a good head on my shoulders, regardless of environment and things I've been around. So
yeah,
I'm just a kid from Boston, man. I just chasing his dreams, aiming to do things the right way, leading with my heart. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, here we are.
always. Sure. And I mean, like, since I've met you, you've just, like, I just want everyone to, like, it has accomplished so much, and we're going to get into that in this episode. But from, like, the moment we met, you've never changed. Like, well, for one, he's very humble for all of his accomplishments that he's had. And I know he won't say it, but he's accomplished so much. And you should be so proud of yourself, which we're about to get into in a second, just from this weekend. But you've just never changed. Like, you don't code switch, like, I know in other terms, right? And you've just always been authentic. And I feel like when I think of Ant Bell, I think of authenticity. I think of someone who just follows their purpose on a daily basis. I think of someone who you just don't even think about what other people are saying. You're just so focused on your path. And I think so many people, like you said, you're a Boston kid, you're from Roxbury. They need to hear that. They need to see examples like you, right, to follow, because there's so much else they could be doing, right? Like, I mean, growing up, like, were you tempted to do other things? I don't know. Like, I know we've had conversations, but, like, you didn't. You stayed on a certain track. And I think, like, young men, I'm not even, you know, women, you know, young girls as well, but, like, young boys, they need to see men like you.
That means a lot coming from you, because you've been the same way, and I feel like that's always why we stay connected. Like, you've always been humble. You've always stayed to yourself, stay true to who you are. And we knew each other before we knew, like, we kind of spoke about it before we got on camera, but we knew each other before we knew ourselves.
Right.
And just having someone who believes in you in life, that's like half the battle. And that's how you're able to push through later on.
Like, your people.
Exactly. Finding your tribe, like they say, right?
Yeah.
Or people that just, you know, got your back and believe in you for who you are, not what you do. And it's always been like that with us, so I'm appreciative to be here with you, for sure, just to talk about these types of things. I know you mean it.
I appreciate that.
So it means
no, and I do, and I've seen it from, like, the start. So, okay, now I'm really going to get into it. So let's talk about this weekend. Like, can you tell all the listeners what you just accomplished? It was big.
Word. So this weekend, I just graduated from Harvard University.
Congratulations.
Appreciate you, with my master's in English. It's a long journey, a lot of hard work.
How long did it take you?
It was a 2-year program.
Okay.
So I was locked in for 2 years there. Yeah, a lot of sacrifice.
Can you like tell us a little bit about your schedule? Like, what was it like for those 2 years?
Pursuing, whether it's like, man, I don't even know where to start. I think these last 2 years, ultimately, I've become the best version of myself because I needed to. I felt like I needed to become a leader in many different aspects, and school was one of them. So I think the biggest thing, I just didn't complain. There's 20 million things I need to do each day, but at the end of the day, like, it has to get done. I always tell myself, if I don't do it, nobody's gonna do it. So I just understand like the importance of like the things I'm doing and the things I want to pursue. So it just means more to just stay locked in and not complain and get the job done. But It's been a lot: school, work, music, mentorship, being a son.
Wow.
A lot. It's a lot to balance, but again, here we are.
So while you've been full time, right, for school?
Yeah.
So full time. Also, can you just tell me what you got your master's in, right?
Yeah, my master's in English.
Okay. And what like made you pursue English? I mean, I know undergrad, you really, you gravitated towards that, major.
Yeah.
But what really made you decide to get your master's in it?
I think ultimately, writing's always been my outlet. Like, everybody's got their thing. I feel like me putting pen to a pad is like always been my escape since a kid. Like, my first grade teacher, Miss Myers, at the J.J. Hurley in the South End, introduced me to poetry, and I'll never forget that. She's been my only black teacher to this day.
Wow.
And I'm up to a master's degree, and to this day she's been my only African American teacher, which I find kind of interesting. But she stood out the most to me, even looking back today. So writing's always been my escape, and I think through the years, that's what's helped me find myself more than anything. So I'm like, I know I can do something with this. This is my calling, so I want to be challenged to be the best at it. And I feel like this program was everything to offer me that. So, and when I do it at the best school, like, you got to shoot for the stars.
Yeah, and you did that. You graduated with your master's, and like, I know this weekend, honestly, I'm just so thankful you're here because you had such a crazy weekend with graduation. And I just hope you're so proud because, not everyone gets, not everybody follows their path, right? We see it all the time. People might have a goal, but then they don't act on it. They just don't take the action because it's great to want to do something. Like, we both know that. But to actually put that action behind it and then actually see it through is a whole different story.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
Especially from these environments. Like, I knew what I didn't want before I knew what I wanted. You know what I mean? And that's a tough place to start from if you don't have a solid foundation or mentors around you that's kind of pulling you away from the wrong things. And I was blessed to have that. I got a lot of older homies who believed in me from the city.
This is growing up.
This is growing up.
This is growing up. Okay.
Yeah, this is growing up for sure. But I just understand the importance of impact and just having a positive influence. And those are the people, as a kid, I can remember gravitating to the most. So I'm like, yo, when I get the chance to be something like that, I'm going to be that times 100. Like, I'm going to take it to the max.
Impact the, the youth.
Absolutely, because that's the only way to keep this cycle going. Like, we got to do great things to break those cycles. And it's for the future to be better than me.
Yeah.
That's the main goal. And if that's not happening, then we're doing something wrong at some point. You know what I mean? So
yeah, and I mean, like, you make so many like amazing points, and I know, like, you had mentioned, like, you're a Boston kid from Roxbury through and through. Like, I know you said that you had some people that you looked up to growing up, like some of your, that were a good influence, right? But like, what impact would you say? I mean, I know it's had a very big impact on you, but like, what impact would you say Roxbury's had just on you from Ant then to Ant now? Like, do you feel like if, let's say, you grew up somewhere else, do you feel like you'd be the same Ant?
Nah, hell no. I don't even know who I'd be, to be honest. And these are conversations me and my mother was having over the course of last week and stuff like that. But I wouldn't trade any of my experiences for the world. Like, I got friends from the spectrum of life. I got friends in jail all the way to friends with a PhD. So I know what that whole whatever you want to call it looks like. I've been around that entire thing. Growing up, walking home late nights, getting off the bus, walking through the projects. You don't know what you might see on certain nights. I lost friends at early ages, family members for different reasons, whether violence, drug addiction, things of that nature. So, I mean,
that's a lot.
But those experiences ultimately just made me have to like be optimistic about a lot of things, because it's easy to lose hope around here.
That's what I was about to say. I
Yeah.
feel like people, if they went through the same situations, they would have just been like, you know what, like what they saw was what a lot of people, what they see is like, okay, that's what I'm gonna be.
Yeah.
They can't see past it. And you over here are like, hey, like I was optimistic even though I was in this environment.
Yeah, and there were times I couldn't see past it either though. But again, it goes back to like, we need more people doing the right thing around us, and the more example. Yeah, the more positive examples we have, I think it's gonna make life a little bit easier to navigate, because we're taught that life is so difficult and we come from survival mode tactics and things of that nature, but that's not no way to live. When you step outside of that, when you go to places like Assumption, for example, it's like I saw how certain people grew up with the things they had, and it's like, damn, if some of the people in my community had half of those things, we'd be, in different places.
Yeah,
100%. But the cycle has to stop and start somewhere, so I understand that. And we can't just quit on that process. I'm willing to just go as hard as I need to go, because ain't no telling what's going to come from, chasing the right things. It's not up to us when we ultimately reach that peak or that end goal. It's up to God. We just got to stay true to the process and true to ourselves in that during that time, and things always end up turning out the right way and turning out okay. So
no matter like what it looks like in the beginning.
For sure.
And that's really impactful, because I feel like a lot of people, on their journeys, whatever it is, whatever you're pursuing, right? It's just, they can get so caught up in, like the negative. And like you said, you always got to look for that positive. You always have to look like, hey, it's going to work out. Like, basically like God's going to help you through, as long as you like set your mind to it. And I feel like you're putting the actions behind it, and you have, you're going to get there, right? Now, timing, I'm not sure. You know what I'm saying? Like the time might not be what you wanted. You might want it in, tomorrow. Like for me, I know when I started real estate, I wanted my first sale the month I started. It took me 8 months to get my first sale. And God was like, okay, like, you're gonna have to wait. Like, patience.
You stayed committed to the process, though. That's why we've always gravitated to each other.
Yeah, because it's just like staying to your path, and not many people, like a lot of people, don't do that.
It's easy to get discouraged, and we can't tell anyone else how to live or how to operate, right?
Right.
You can simply just be a light for them.
Yeah.
And just hope that they'll take the things you may be trying to teach them or tell them in certain modes, or even just you just being an example. You hope that they take the right things from that and apply it to their lives. But ultimately, we all have the way we need to get there is different. It looks different for me than it looks for you.
Right.
But we always end up getting to the top if you stay committed to the process. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You just literally can't give up.
No, you can't. You can't. And we come from that. You can't give up. Like, I've seen too many people give up around me.
And then you've probably seen like now where they are.
Yeah, with the most potential in the world. So it's like that fuels me more than anything.
That inspired you.
For sure, because it's like someone's got to do it to make this thing change, And I want to be one of those people that do anything I can in a positive way to make something shake. I'm gonna do that because I know what it's like. I got friends, family with the most potential who circumstance didn't allow them to reach their fullest potential, and I take pride in that, and I almost take slight to that because of how the world works, and it's almost like a slap in the face to my people. If y'all can discourage my people enough where they don't want to chase a dream or something, like that's disrespectful.
Yeah.
And the people that still have the power and drive to want to do it, we gotta stay 10 toes on this shit and like get the job
and just
done.
Really just go for it and stay true to also staying true, because I know I mentioned before, like ants never changed. So like, how do you feel like you've been able to stay so true to yourself? Because a lot of people, when they reach certain achievements, you change. Let's be real. Like people, you're like, wow, you weren't like that before. It's a little different. Like, how do you feel like you've just been able to remain Aunt Belle from, the young kid in Roxbury playing baseball, right? And then to now, like, how have you been able to just keep your head on, like, just such a level head?
The biggest thing is, one, I thank my mom for just how she raised me. There was a lot of tough love growing up.
Okay.
And she always found ways to keep me humble, even as a kid. So I always felt like I wanted to impress her, not the world. So that's one thing. I knew what my purpose was early. Like, I was never a kid who did things just for like a look or just to be cool or just to say I did it. It's like, no, because everybody knows me for the right reasons. I don't even got the capacity to do that. Someone's going to call me out like, yo, what you doing, Ant? Like, you're not even like that, bro.
Yeah, it's not you.
Yeah, so I've always just, it's important to stay true to yourself, man. Like, that's where we come from. I come from an environment where, like, you can't be anything other than yourself. You're going to get called out on it. You might get beat up, or you might not be able to hang around certain friends because you're not being true to you. And, like, I come from that for real. Like, people, like, walking through the neighborhood, I'm the kid that people were like, yo, Ant, you don't need to be out here right now. Like, you should get to the crib. Like, I had that type of, like,
growing up, like,
influence
that's,
on me.
wow.
You know, so we always looked out for each other. And I think it's easy to just stay true to yourself when you come from a place like that. My environment was authentic. All my friends that I revere the most are authentic. And those are the people I'm influenced by. So it's like in my nature to be that. Like, we don't know no other way where I come from.
Yeah, through and through. And I feel like everyone can see that, you know, even just from your recent graduation posts and seeing people post you and just how much of an impact you've had on them. Like, do you understand the impact that you've had on these, like, certain people? Like, do you really, like, have you really sat with it yet? You know, and really been like, wow, like, I just influenced this young man in Roxbury, this young man, like, this young boy who didn't even think he could, you know, go to college. You know what I mean? Like, do whatever he wants to do. But, like, even just, like, your family, like, have you really, like, sat with it and realized just when you stay true to yourself and you follow that path and you don't let the outside noise really get in there and you just do you, so to say, you don't even know the impact it's having, right? But I know people are telling you probably now. Like, how does it feel?
It feels good, but honestly, at the end of the day, I'm not in it for people to tell me that I did it. Like, as long as someone is influenced in any way, shape, or form, whether it's something I did, something I said, how I treated somebody, we're doing the world we're doing the world justice by being that. It's not authentic. The time you take away to acknowledge what you're doing, you might not really be in it for the right reasons. I don't really think about who's being influenced, how much. I just know I'm taking a lot of pride and passion in what I'm doing, and I know it's for a great cause that's bigger than me. So that's my focus. It's not how or who. It's like, I just got to keep doing it because this is my calling from God to just be me.
Like, I almost feel like you didn't even do certain things. Like, you did them for you because you wanted to, but you did it because you knew the bigger impact that it was going to have. For
sure. And, like, I always say, even not to keep talking about Mom Dukes, but she's literally one of the smartest people I know. And circumstance didn't allow her to, like, go to college and things of that nature. So it's like, bet, you're the smartest person I know. Watch what I'm about to do to make you feel so you can feel special, like you did something great. So it's like, we took it the furthest. We went to the
literally,
biggest,
like,
the best school in the world
furthest
to, like, get the job done, you know? And I understand the impact that had on her. So it's like, I know the world got to feel a certain way positively. So you just stay true to stay to your path, man. It took I always say, I think about this Jay-Z line all the time. He said, it took me 26 years to find my path. My only job is to cut your time in half. So it's like, it ain't about, like, how long it took you. As long as you're making it easier for the next generation, the next person, this world's gonna keep spinning, you know? And that's what it's about for me, more than anything. Influence. It ain't about money. It ain't about looking cool, because you're gonna look cool being yourself, no matter what you do.
And I think people, they don't realize that, like, if you just literally stay true to who you are, like, the right people are gonna gravitate towards you. And you don't want those other people that when you're acting like somebody else, you don't want those people in your life.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because if you do something that's not true to you, you got to be willing to deal with what comes with that. Whether it's a business partnership, relationship, whether, like, you know, boyfriend, girl, whatever that looks like. If you're being fake and something comes with that, you got to deal with that. I'd rather deal with whatever comes with me being my truest self.
Who you are.
Good, bad, ugly, I'll take it because I'm going to learn from it. But if it's something that's out of character and I step out myself to do something, I got to deal with that. And that's not cool. That's not a good thing to deal with, because you could set yourself back. You could block your blessings. You could miss out on something by moving inauthentically, you know?
And that's really big. Like, you have, like, my mind going, because you really can block your blessings. And I don't think people understand the impact of, like, have this like having a facade and doing all these things that really aren't in alignment with who you are. Because it, like you said, it could set you back for years. And like for me, like it's interesting you say that. Like I remember I had to become a certain, like I've always been Alexa, right? Like I've always been me, but I had to become a certain person where I feel like this is you right now. Like I had to become a certain person in order to receive certain blessings, in order to actually handle like what there had to, you know what I mean? You have to become a certain person in order to do that. And people don't understand like how powerful that is to really know who you are and be able so now you're like, wow, everything's in alignment. But I had to become I had to evolve so much. I had to cut off people. I had to, you got to break off relationships. You have to really like, and then it's like, wow, like it's a little quiet, but everything's in alignment.
But you can hear everything when it's like that quiet. When we graduated Assumption, I always say this too. I was like, I was the most lost I ever been.
And when I
finished undergrad, like wow. I was literally like more lost than I was before. And that time away from school, I didn't enter a master's program at Harvard till a few years after.
Yeah.
And that was the best thing I ever did, because that was the biggest self-discovery point in my life, and it's gotten me here. And I wouldn't trade those experiences for the world. It's never all glitz and glamour. Like people,
no, it's not.
People see the lights and stuff and it look good, but they have no clue the things you go through.
That you went through
daily,
behind the scenes,
or we're fighting to get here.
Yeah.
And honestly, if there's anything I'm proud of, it's that. It's like knowing what we had to endure to be here. Never mind what tomorrow looks like. Just to get here today, like.
And just being in the present moment.
Took a lot, yeah, for sure.
And like people don't notice, and I always say this, people just see the highlights on social media, you know? It can almost be discouraging, because you're like, wow, like they're doing so well, they accomplished so much, but like you missed 3 seasons when they were sleeping in their car, they were broke, you know what I mean? Like when you're trying to pursue certain things, like you really go through it, but all you see is them on like yachts and spending a ton of money. Like they're just, they're at the Louis Vuitton store. And like even when I got into real estate, I was like, wow, like I don't know, am I doing something wrong? But it's like you said, they don't see it, right? And people don't like to show that. And I feel like I hope one day people they don't mind showing some of the struggle, because it'll help somebody else. Like, wow, like, okay, they went through this and it's normal for me to be going through this while I'm pursuing this. And I feel like you've always done a great job being like, this was hard. Like,
just to be real too, within the last 3 weeks alone, like my pops got Alzheimer's.
I know you did.
And I just lost my stepfather,
so
who's 56, 2 weeks ago, in the
that.
midst of me graduating from Harvard.
Wow.
And those are things people might not even know about unless I mention it.
Yeah,
but
you don't speak on it.
That's what we balance to just be here.
Wow.
You feel what I'm saying? And
So
that's
sorry
what we
for
deal
that
with, where
loss.
we come from. There's
Wow.
millions of stories like that I can talk about. It's not just me.
But you're
I'm
still
just an
showing
example
up.
that can talk about it.
Yeah.
But there's stories, there's millions of stories like that. And it's sad that our people there's not enough, we've never had enough positive influences making it known that you can be something else.
Yeah.
Actually saying it.
Yeah.
And like, if anything at all, I want this to be an example of that, because we all going through it, but at the same time, there's still things that gotta get done.
In the midst
and understood
of
the
all
importance
of
of graduating, regardless
Yeah.
of what I just dealt with. I had every reason to not want to show up,
not
or
want
to just
walk
like,
across
you
the-
feel
yeah.
me? Every
Yeah.
excuse in the world, but it's like, no, we can't be that, because that's how the cycle continues of like the stuff we don't need.
Yeah.
So that's a moment of me breaking the cycle. That's an example of breaking the cycle.
You literally
You don't
broke
break
the
cycles by
cycle.
just being a millionaire. You could break cycles with your habits. You could break cycles by doing things differently.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be on such a large scale.
Exactly. There's like small ways you can start breaking cycles too, because it leads to those greater victories later.
Right.
So, yeah.
So I know we
It's
talked
been a
lot
lot,
about-
for sure.
That's a lot. And I didn't even know that. That's why
Yeah.
it's like you just were on. I had no idea. So I'm very sorry about that.
Yeah. So.
And I'm just really proud of you for pushing through. But like, I feel like everyone that knows you, we're going to be on that stage anyways, because
sure.
you worked really hard to get there. But I want to talk a little bit about the music. So Aunt Belle is an amazing artist. I want to talk about, like, tell us a little bit about like what you're working on right now. And like, you're an independent artist. Like, what's that like?
It's fun, man. I love music.
You make it look easy.
Oh, man. Again, it was just doing me, man. That's all. But I love music. I've always had a passion for it. Again, I just love writing and poetry and making words connect some
Yeah.
way, shape, or form. I got
That
a lot
ties
of
back
cool
to the English, like
Exactly.
loving writing.
Exactly. So I always loved it, had a passion for it. I don't think I'll ever stop making music or writing music.
And you shouldn't.
Ain't no telling when I may drop again.
I know. I was going to ask you, is there like a date we need to keep in mind?
There's definitely no dates or anything yet. But I know me and my bro Devo. Shout out my brother Devo
Shout
the
out
Genius.
Devo. It's Devo the Genius, right?
Devo
Is
the
that
Genius.
him?
That's my brother right there. He's always keeping me like engaged with like, yo, bro, we gonna have to jump in the studio soon, this and that. So me and him about to work on an album real soon. We already got a few songs in the tuck that are amazing, that I'm very, very much looking forward the world to hearing.
We can't wait.
But we working for sure. Ain't no telling when we gonna drop again, but we're definitely gonna be connecting within the next few weeks to just keep it ramped up.
Keep it.
And, ain't no telling what the title may be, but yeah, me and Devo working for sure. That's gonna be my next drop. Whenever me and Devo decide to drop
To drop.
it's gonna be me and him. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And with that music, I mean, I know this was back not this past May, but the May before.
Mm-hmm.
That you had your sold out show. Like, let's talk about it. So you sold out your own show. This was your first show, right?
My first show, yep.
And I remember, I mean, I went and I remember seeing your mom. She was like front row and I just see everything. So I don't think I spoke about it yet, but one day in college, Ant literally just like looked, we were like with a group of people and I just remember it so vividly that you were just like, Lex, like, I'm going to rap. And I looked at him and I knew you were gonna do it, but the other people were like, "Oh, like don't do that." Don't do this. And you were just like, "No, like I'm gonna rap." And I was like, "Okay, yeah, he's gonna do something soon." But like it's just amazing. So it was amazing to see like you do that, and then to see you like there was so many people in there, and like you killed it.
Word.
It was lit.
And I was nervous though too. I ain't gonna hold you. That was a great moment. Honestly, I was really proud of that because we did that all on our own. Like we booked the rent. Shout out to the Black Market. Shout out my brother Milk Shaw. That's my brother. Yeah, it was a great time too, man. A lot of great energy in the room. It felt like I lost myself up there in the best way. Like I never felt as engaged with my words as I did that day. Like
must have been surreal.
It
honestly,
felt surreal.
Like, did you even feel like you were like inside your body? Like it just, I don't know. That's gotta be just a real feeling.
It felt like honestly, it felt like a basketball game. I played basketball in high school.
Yeah.
It felt like preparing for a game, and once the lights came on, it was like nothing else mattered but getting my point across as passionately as I can. And I think we did that for sure. People's in there crying, running to the bathroom, wiping their eyes, crying. People telling me how much those words meant to them, just saying how passionate I was rapping. So that meant a lot.
Because that's what it's really about.
Yeah,
like,
just inspiring. That's all we want to do, and that's all the world should be focused on. If you want anything else out this shit, you're going to get exactly that.
Yeah, and it's not going to be pretty.
Don't let that go over your head. Like, you got to be careful with what you ask for out here, you know? Because, life's real.
That's so true because I always think about that. Like, they're always like growing up, my parents would be like, be careful what you pray for. Like, watch out, you know? And younger me was just like, okay. But then as I got older, I was like, wow. They were right, you know. But honestly, that's amazing. I was hoping you had a date, but we'll keep on the lookout. You and Devo, I can't wait. Whenever you guys collab, he was the DJ there that night, right? He was DJing. Yeah, he's definitely a vibe.
It won't be any other way. That's really my brother right there.
So you guys would like that's.
Yeah, I got a lot of love for Devo. Music. If the world said, yo, you can't listen to music tomorrow, me and Devo still talk every day. Like that's my brother.
That's your brother.
Always checking up on him, vice versa, keeping each other on the positive, you know, like. Just positive vibes,
positive
keeping them
between the two of you.
keeping them inspired and vice versa. Because he got his master's before I did.
Wow.
Yeah, he did a different program at a different school, but he got his before me. That's
so
like
dope.
my little bro. So it's like you got to keep people around you that inspire you too. You know, like he made me sure it's like I can do it too. But we're gonna, you know,
we're gonna take this to the moon. Like we're just gonna
go
to the moon with it.
And those are the people you want to keep around you that can take it to the moon with you.
And they don't want to like shrink anything about you, you know. They really they want to see you at your full potential. Like there's no hate, you know what I mean? Like there's no hating, there's no this, there's no jealousy. Like, and that's beautiful to really see.
None of that. Not a jealous bone in my body, man.
Oh no, not you at all.
Even Devo too, yeah. Like,
it's beautiful when you find those friendships, no distance, because a lot of people, you know.
You've been like that too.
Yeah.
And like, you've always been humble, so it's like that's a beautiful thing. Like, so.
I appreciate you.
No doubt.
I know I've asked you a lot today, but I wanted to kind of like wrap up with just like, I know like your mom is a really big influence. Who would you say like really maybe like two or three people that influenced you the most? Like just in general, like who would you say are your top influences who have made you who you are?
Wow, you got me thinking about like famous role models I've had.
You could do like,
People,
I would
like, in the
I would say like
neighborhood.
give me one famous and then like two family or like friends, whoever it is.
I could do that. All right. I think famous wise,
Mm.
I'll probably say like
Oh, I was gonna guess, but no, you go ahead.
I really love Langston Hughes. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
Like his demeanor, how he spoke.
Yeah.
Like he was very soft spoken.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't have to scream
soft-spoken.
to like get his point across.
Yeah.
He was very humble guy, like very chill. But he wrote his words were so powerful. He'll give you a 10-line poem and that'll change your whole life. You know what I'm saying?
You don't have to do the most
At
to
all.
get his point across.
At all. So people like that, I would say Langston Hughes for sure.
I love it.
I think I'm gonna say my dad today, just based on circumstance. Obviously, everybody knows how much I love my mom and stuff like that, and she's always in my life, involved with everything.
Yeah.
But my dad just because of the hard work, like he was a truck driver for 54 years.
Wow.
Like getting up at 5 a.m. to get home at like 8 p.m. every day. So I get my drive and hard work from him. And I wouldn't be here without that drive I got to just want to do better and make things happen.
Yeah.
And then the last person I'd probably say, someone I consider a big brother. He's from Boston, Paul DeVoe. Call him P. He's like a big bro to me. He was my counselor, mentor at the Blackstone Community Center. As a kid growing up, like he taught me what was cool, what cool music was, the clothes you need to buy to be considered cool at a time as a kid and stuff like that. So without him, I definitely wouldn't have the mindset I have. So I'll say those three people for sure.
That's amazing. Honestly, like it is, because now you probably think like, wow, like who really influenced you? But it didn't take you too long. Like you knew. And then I guess I guess I keep asking you questions, but like, what are you, like, what's next for you? Like, tell us kind of I know Aunt Belle, like no one ever really knows what you're doing until it's done. I'm like, wow, Aunt just did this. Like, wow, okay. But like, what's next for you? Like, I know you're pursuing your PhD.
Yes.
Amazing.
Starting that in July.
But like, talk, like, what's next? Would you say in the next like year or so? Like, talk to us.
No, just more growth, honestly. More self-discovery. I think I'm being called to be more of a leader for my family. Yeah. So just trying to be a better son, more engaged son with my mom, just based on circumstance. Making sure she's getting the support she needs as a parent and just as a human, period. So I think just me embracing bigger and more leadership roles, whatever that may look like, me starting my own business. I got a lot of cool ideas in the works that we may not talk about today.
I can't wait, though. I'm gonna ask him after.
Becoming more of a leader in the aspect of like just impact and influence. I know what I mean to my city. I know what I mean to my people. And it's more so because of like who I am, not what I do. And those are the people I admire. It's like how people make me feel. If you make me feel good, we can make something happen. Yeah. So I'm not into like what people do, who they like. It's more. You're not into like the
status or like like this person's a millionaire or they just you're into like how do you make me feel? Like do I leave you feeling energized or do I leave you feeling drained?
Exactly.
And I feel like you've always been like that. Like you're very big on energy.
Yeah, for sure.
So okay, so there's a lot going on coming up.
Just being more of a leader. Aunt Belle just standing more 10 toes on like what I want to do and just things I'm inspired by, and the things I know people love me for, and just taking those things and really enhancing it to make something out of it. Next level. Yeah, for sure, because it ain't just about me at the end of the day, and those leadership aspects is what I'm looking forward to, like embracing the most, like just being more of a leader and being more of an owner, taking more ownership over the things I got going on. That's definitely the next step for me, for sure.
It's a lot, but I know everyone listening.
We
all know you're gonna do it.
Yeah.
So
for
let me
sure.
ask you, like looking back, let's say when you like back to like at 17, like what's a piece of advice you would give yourself looking back now? Like, was there anything you would have done differently sooner? Like, what's a piece of advice you'd give yourself?
Damn, the first thing I think about when I think of like my 17-year-old self is like the people I was around.
Okay.
And it's easy to find comfort in people you think are like you. You know?
So when you say that, like you think, so they ended up not being like you?
No, people, you just realize.
That's what I make
Not
sure.
like
I'm
you know when
really-
your mother say not everybody's your friend.
Mm-hmm.
Like you don't really know what that mean. Like you don't
Yeah.
realize that till later.
Mm-hmm.
And like there's certain moments in life where it's like you really. I was always very independent.
Mm-hmm.
My mom raised me to be that way, and I think just being a nice person is like people take advantage of good people sometimes, you know?
Heavily.
Especially if you don't have anything to stand on. And at 17, I didn't have anything to stand on. So I was just really just being just a good friend to everybody. And like at the same time, I wasn't doing anything to discover things about myself.
Yeah.
So I would say to my 17-year-old self, like, take your time, like read books, spend time alone, and don't be so influenced by like what your friends are doing, because that may not be what you need for yourself. And the sooner you're able to discover what you like, you're gonna realize that alone is cool enough.
Than trying to mold and be like
or
the other
add.
people you see outside. No, I mean,
Exactly.
getting into that point, you had said growing up, like people would tell you, hey, like, Aunt, like you're not supposed to be outside right now.
Yeah.
Like, do you feel like you never felt that was you? Like, even I know they told you that, but like inside, you just knew it wasn't you, like to be outside.
I was never comfortable like doing certain things. I always knew that. And I think those reiterations from the older homies on the block and the neighborhood was just signs from God that
Yeah,
you are thinking the
100%.
right way. It would cross my mind before something may have even been said to me, like, yo, it's time to go to the crib. Mom Dukes might not. My mom's the type to pull up. She gonna come find you. You know, I don't know if kids, if it's still like that today, but my mother, it wasn't we ain't had no cell phones at a certain point, and she popping outside, walking around looking for me to bring me home. And before she raised me not to be fearful of that, but I have respect for her. And I didn't shy away from being respectful to my mother. I saw friends who were rebellious and wanted to stay out later, and it's like that wasn't really me.
They just didn't care what their parents said.
Yeah, and I didn't really care what my friend thought if I felt like I needed to be at the crib.
Because you had so much respect for your mom.
Yeah, it's like y'all ain't feeding me tomorrow or when I get home. Or y'all ain't helping me iron my clothes for school.
Yeah,
like I don't gotta answer to y'all.
When I'm going through
something. I'm not
like,
answering to y'all.
Yeah.
And the sooner I became fully okay with that, the better off I became. And I realized who my real friends were by just saying no.
Yeah, like it weeded out everyone else that wasn't meant to be with you on your journey. Really.
Exactly. Or who subconsciously may not have even known, because they just kids too, but holding you back in different ways.
Yeah.
From those discovery moments and
Your
stuff
blessings.
like that. So like just not being afraid to say no to things that really don't suit you. You know,
like you got to really stand on 10 toes about what it is that you want out of this, you know, like this life, really.
Yeah, and I always say, like, I knew what I didn't want first, right? And standing on that.
Yeah.
You might not know what you want at 17.
Right.
And that's okay. Because I'm still older and figuring things out about myself today. Never mind 17. I discovered things about myself today that I never knew. Yeah. In the most positive way. And I'm okay with that.
Yeah, and that's a good thing.
And that's what experience is about. And exactly.
Like we never stop, I feel like, getting to know ourselves.
Not at all.
You just constantly evolving, which is beautiful.
Exactly.
You know, to have I always tell myself, it's really beautiful, and like it's such a privilege that I get to chase my dreams. Like I don't ever take it for granted, and I feel like
get to. I'm glad you said that.
Like I get to do it. I get to wake up every day, and it might be hard. I might be stressed. I might be this, and I might be like, wow, like can I really do this? Even though I know it's my calling, I know it's my purpose, but it's like I always tell myself, like I really get to do this because you see other people who don't get to.
And that's gratitude.
You know what I mean?
That shows how grateful you are. By saying that alone, you get to do something. That might go over a lot of people, but the fact that you say you get to, that shows like
I get to fail. Like I get to try this out, and I
but
fail.
You're grateful for the experience, and that's beautiful.
Like you
I'm
said,
glad
all those
I get
things
to
shaped
do
you.
it too. Yeah. At some point, I felt like I had to do things.
Yeah.
But it's like when you realize that you get the opportunity to, because you don't have to.
No.
You really don't.
It's really like a privilege to be able to pursue your dreams and you know, really, because I know you're the type of person you're just always like, this is something like I would never take for granted. And I think that's also why you are so successful, because you're just, I know like you as a person, like you're always in a constant state of gratitude. And like, would you say that the people I know, like, you know, we talked about kind of advice for younger you, but now other people listening, like what's one piece of advice you would give anyone who, you know, came from where you came from, like, and maybe they don't have those you know, those big homies like on the block that was like, hey, like get inside. Hey, don't do this. Like, what if they're really just lost right now? Like, what's your one piece of advice that you would hope that they would hear or somebody would tell them, you know?
I always say, man, the closer you can get to God, the better off things are going to be.
Yeah.
Because sometimes that's all we got. There were times when I felt the most alone too. Like, my childhood wasn't the sweetest. It wasn't the best, the most glamorous, the easiest. Like, I lived in studio apartments with my mother.
Yeah.
1 bedrooms with like 5, 6 of us there, things of that nature. And there's millions of stories like that. But like, look for those signs. Like, don't be afraid to know like it's okay that things aren't okay.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, it's not the end of the world. Like, and I think just finding God, being closer to Him, talking to God. Like, sometimes that's all you got and all you can reflect on and all you can fall back on.
Yeah.
And
if
faith
you have nobody.
Yeah, it's like faith. You just got to develop your faith, man. It's easier said than done, but finding God, staying true to yourself, and just keeping that faith alive.
Yeah.
Is the best thing I can say. Yeah.
You're just like literally proof that if you stay authentic and you just stay on the path that you know God has called you to do, like you can reach all the success that you want. Like even as an artist, you've stayed independent, you've done your own thing. You don't follow the mainstream, what's going on, and you're still like, I don't want to say still, but you're successful, right? And people think they have to follow like, oh, what's this, you know, artist doing? No, like you're literally walking proof that you can just stay true to you and you can literally go to the moon with it.
Literally,
you know?
That's it.
And that's beautiful.
That's what it's about, man. The more we can make people grasp onto that alone, I feel like our lives in this city, in the world, they're going to be a lot better. We're going to have a lot more people to be influenced by.
Generation.
And yeah, that's what it's about, man. Each one teach one. This is shit that's been going on for years. Excuse my language, but it's like, we had leaders for years, and it's the ones who didn't quit who we revere the most.
Yeah.
And you just can't give up on yourself and give up on your dreams. You can't. It's like, we weren't raised like that, you know?
No.
So.
And it like reminds me of when Nipsey was talking about it. I don't know if I have the exact quote, but he was just like, literally, he's like, I went through every single emotion, like in an interview. And he's like, the only thing that separates me from somebody else is that I just didn't quit.
Exactly.
Like, he's like, I went through every emotion you could think of. And I always I listen to him a lot just as like inspiration. But like, I always think of that when you've been talking, like,
he's how you right over your left shoulder.
I know, I see him. But it's just like, he's like, that was the only distinguishing factor.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's like a glare on his hand. I just noticed that. You can't make this up, man. But signs like that, you just got to look for. Like, that means you're really being true, because the light's right there, literally. So, sure.
So, Ant, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
It's just been a blessing to have you on the show, and we are all going to be waiting to see what's next.
That's what's up.
Thank you.
I appreciate you.